Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is George Uman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 170. So, what do you think about this week's chapter? Honestly, I'm still shaken up by this week's chapter. This week's chapter emotionally crushed me towards the end. I was definitely not expecting, what we saw in this chapter, and I think that Fujimoto is a madman for what he just did because, oh my goodness, it was crazy. Just to plain and simple, it was just absolutely insane, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off where we left off last time, which is pretty much Barim, pretty much chilling with Denji and the rest of the crew in that sushi place. And my man's like, hey, eat the sushi. And you're like, oh my god. And he's like, well, Denji's like, what are you going on about, bro? And he's like, well, eat the sushi, man. Like, you always want to eat like sushi that has less toppings, so it's more fulfilling when you start eating sushi with more toppings towards the end. And he's like, eat the sushi. And he's like, bro, what? And he's like, I'll tell you what, eat the sushi. I won't tell you where Nayuta is. So then she's like, all right, fair enough, I guess. So he eats it like reluctantly. He's like chewing on it. It's like, okay, next up is this other sushi. And then she's like, bro, are you for real? Like, stop, bro. And like, you just see Denji, just get triggered. My man is like done with it. It's like, bro, and he starts munching on the food, throwing the plates on the floor. Asa is like, what's going on? And you just see Barim like, oh man, like, you listen. You gotta eat your food, man. Then she's like, bro, stop playing around. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just go out there, kill these people? What do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to just, like, get rid of these public safety people? And you see Barim just like, no, like, yeah, here's the thing. Like, they want, like, he's like, what do you guys want from me? He's like, well, you see, here's the deal. We want a little teeny weeny amount of your power. And then she's like, okay, so, like, what do you mean by that? It's like, well, here's the thing. We don't want your power specifically. We don't want like this whatever you are, like this incomplete failure of your power that you have right now. We want like the real power. And they're just like, what are you talking about? It's like, you see, you don't have your real power. What you do have is like a weakened version of it. Like, he's like, the public safety, and we also want your power as well. And then she's like, wait, why do you guys want my power so much? Like, why are you guys so fixated with this? And we proceed to see Barim just pretty much explain to Denji, like, listen, Chainsaw Man, we want the power that can erase devils. And then she's like, what? Like, wait, what does that have to do with me, though? I'm just a Chainsaw Man person. And, we do know that, Chainsaw Man at his peak power was the devil that everybody feared in hell. Makima brings that up, like how, in part 1, how Chainsaw Man is the devil that is able to erase like concepts, like what happened with the war and all that. That was thanks to Chainsaw Man. How he was able to eliminate these, or my bad, not Chainsaw Man, but how Makima was speaking about Chainsaw Man being able to erase devils. That's why Chainsaw Man is the most fearsome devil in hell, because there's no other devil that can do that. And pretty much Denji's reply is it's hilarious. He just goes, that's not how chainsaws work. Chainsaws are just about like cutting down trees. What does that have to do with erasing devils? Like, what are you going? And that was literally me in part 1 when I first read it. I was like, what? Like, he's just a Chainsaw Man, dude. What does that have to do about erasing concepts? So I thought that was very funny. I think that was Fujimoto making fun of it, like the insane concept of that. And the funny part is that, they, even Marine gets on it, is like, yeah, isn't it weird? And I just thought that was hilarious. That little exchange was hilarious. But what Barim does bring up a good point is like, well, here's the thing. What if Chainsaw Man was able to erase, the concept of devils and all that, but over time that concept got he got nerfed. So all we remember now is just that chainsaws are meant to cut trees. But what if chainsaws were actually meant to eliminate devils back in the day? Like something insane like that. So, it was funny that Denji's reaction towards it. And we see pretty much continuing on, we see Barim keep explaining more and more of the lore to Denji. And to the point that he's talking about, like, listen, we want the strong Denji, like the strong Chainsaw Man. We don't want this weak power, like I said. And he's like, okay, well, what? It's like, so you see, you becoming like, a superhero actually didn't work out for us, because nowadays, like, when you became a, like, you're supposed to be, the more fearsome you are, the more powerful the devil is. And because you became like a superhero, like that kind of went against everything. So, but now, after the whole incident with the Chainsaw Man Church and everything, now you're just like an everyday occurrence of fear. So you're on par with like aging and sickness. So that's good for us. That means that this is working out for us. And then just like, wait, what do you want from me? Like, how do I get this power that you guys are speaking of? And Barim just pretty much spells it out for Denji's like, here's the thing, like, you see, for you to achieve this power, there's two things that must happen. One of them has to be that you have to be feared by everybody, right? And the other thing has to be that you are constantly unhappy, like unhappiness and, just being feared. And as he's saying that to Denji, Denji's like, okay, well, that was weird, but I guess I'll go along with it. And what we proceed to see is, as there's a big silence sequence where we see pretty much a bunch of the, Barim bring up the chef of the sushi. He's like, hey, okay, bring the deluxe sushi now. And you start seeing all these like people just eating their sushi freaking out. They're like, what is that? And everybody's like surprised. You see like paneling for Katana Man. You see pretty much Asa and like even the school, the high schoolers are with them. Everybody's just freaking out, and I'm thinking to myself like, well, what is Barim bringing? But I was not expecting this to happen, because what we see is as this sushi, the little conveyor belt that the sushi is being moved on, we see that eventually starts getting closer, and you see like this smug Barim just like smugging at Denji like, and Denji's like shocked, and then we get a close up, and what is it? We see that the main course, like the final course that Barim had planned, was Nayuta's head. So, yikes. Yeah, we had all speculated like, the Nayuta, is she fine? Is she not? And this week's chapter answered our question. Now, to me, there's two ways to go about it. One of them is just Barim completely trolling Denji this whole time, just wanted to get revenge on him and make him get pissed off so he can become Chainsaw Man again by showing him the dead corpse of Nayuta. And she's actually for sure dead, which I mean is Fujimoto, so I wouldn't put it past him for him to do something as insane as kill Nayuta off screen, which seems to be what's happening current, like at this point in time. Or it could also be that maybe public safety has her body so they can reattach it and she'll be back to normal. That's wishful thinking, but holy crap, that was insane. That was a great way to end the chapter, because that literally had my jaw drop. Then I was like, oh no. And now I'm wondering what's gonna happen. Is Denji just gonna absolutely lose it? Is he gonna turn into like the Chainsaw Man like they want him to? Like, is Pochita gonna take over and just completely snap, similar to like in part 1, where the big Chainsaw Man took over? Like, what's exactly gonna come into play right now? Because yeah, like even Asa, she's seen it, so she knows just how bad Denji is right now. Like, everybody knows that the whole reason they were here to help out Denji is because he was trying to get Nayuta back, and now that Denji just sees literally Nayuta's head on a platter, like, oh my goodness, that was rough. Like, that was rough. Like I said, if I was a betting man, like, I would say there's a 80-20% chance that she's actually alive. Like 80% as in she's dead, 20% as in she's alive. Because like, is Barim just trolling? Did Barim just come all this way just to be like rubbing on Denji's face like, hey, yeah, we killed her, so now transform? Or is he actually wanted help from public safety? Or what's the case? Because maybe he's doing this play to like, he knows he's gonna snap, he's gonna wipe out public safety, and then the Chainsaw Man Church can make their move. We also do see the family during the exchange. She's just quiet, so I'm presuming that she knew something along these lines about what happened. I'm assuming she knew something about it. But yeah, what a wild chapter, and I can't wait to see what happens next time in the next chapter, because this was insane. Fujimoto was cooking, and yeah. Now, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.